Hello, I'm April, here to talk to you today about me being a failure. Failing is very difficult for everyone. Nobody likes to fail, but I know I'm a failure. I have failed at many things, at many different parts of my life. You know, a lot of people look at me and think I'm a smarty pants, but no, it's because I failed so many times. I need to know and I want to understand. You know, I took my GED 7 times before I passed it. I have a comprehension. I don't know. I just can't comprehend a lot of things very quickly like other people, you know. And it didn't help that I didn't have a very supportive family. They felt like since I couldn't do it, I should just give up. Well, that wasn't in me to give up. I wanted my education. I loved learning. I loved reading. I loved doing new things, and I could do things with my hand. It was just reading things and understanding, processing it for me to retain it or to comprehend it in a way that allowed me to be successful. Um, and I also knew by my reading the only way you're a failure is if you give up. And I wasn't giving up. I only quit school because I hated it. I hated the people. I only had a selective friends, and we're still friends today. You know, But to me, I wanted to be in an environment that I enjoyed, I liked, and it was easier for me to do learning in an environment that I enjoyed. But it still didn't come easy. And once I did pass my GED, I went on and got my CNA, and then I did CNA for 6 years, and I decided I wanted to go back to college. Scared half to death because, yes, I wasn't very smart, and my family was not very supportive. They're like, you couldn't get your GED, and why do you think you can go get a college education? Well, after I surrounded myself with people who did believe in me, it still took me a while to push myself to go. It took my health going bad for me to really say, I want to know what's going on. I want to understand, and the only way I'm going to is if I go to college. So I did go into the classes, I took the courses, I did get my associate's degree, but I understood enough to know I didn't want to go any further into the education background that I was in because they were not educating you to understand the body and how it worked and what to utilize to make the body better. They were educating to make the people pass. I didn't go to college to pass. I went to understand, and I understand the body. We don't need an outside mechanism to heal our body. I don't want to get into all that, but I mean, I'm just trying to help you on why I stopped my education. It wasn't because I failed out of it. I literally got my certification, and I am also a phlebotomist. I also got out of the medical field at 2020 because I literally was tired of the lies. Our patients were so brainwashed that they needed a doctor to heal themselves. And I'm like, no, if you just get on the right foods, the foods is what our body actually works with. When it's raw and pure, no pesticides, um, no pesticides, no additives, nothing. Literally just fruit from the tree. The more fresh it is, the better it is for our bodies. The vegetables, the same. If you have a good ground for your land, they have depleted it because they will plow it and then put their so-called um, what is it? I'm sorry, farming isn't my forte, but they don't put the ground was already pure in the first place, and they depleted it by putting all their poisons and crap into it. God made our land perfect. If we didn't need to do anything, literally, we just needed to harness. God made us just as free as the birds and the animals and every little critter that doesn't have to pay anything. You know, failure is not in their vocabulary. They don't even worry about nothing. Like that's how we were supposed to be. We were just supposed to harness the food, make our shelter, which truthfully the shelter is already made. It's you just got to create it the way you wanted it. But people are can't think outside the box that way. They think they got to have it go out and buy the wood and fancy make it. But you know, the ground can be manipulated to make a nice shelter. I mean, hobbits do it. I think I follow a lot of tiny house um, creators, and I think they're so neat. You know, the wagons and trailers, and um, they use campers. They're tearing them apart and making them look so cute. Everything can be taught to be able to be successful if you wanted to live a stressless life. And that's what I've been doing. I don't want a stressful life. I don't want all the fancy. I just want a simple life with a simple family, you know, people who want to be around me and encourage me and love on me and I love on them. I'm getting off topic. It's about failure. You know, let yourself fail. Fall even. You learn a lesson. You learn what not to do. Don't be so scared to fail. You know, we're so brainwashed that failing is such a bad thing, and it's really not. You learn what you can do, what you don't do. You know, failure is not the end of the world. Giving up is what's hurting people. You fail and then stop trying. Like, why do you do that? You just learned what you can't do. You learned how to create something. It may not have been successful, but now you know what not to do. You know, I was always so hurt after I would not pass my GED, and everybody really criticized me for it and tried to tell me I didn't study hard enough, or I didn't study the right material, or what was another one? I didn't take it seriously, which I did. I would study day and night, evening. I had tutors. I had tests that I took. I finally got with the right people because of my son's grandmother, my ex's mother-in-law. She took me to a place where they tested me on my comprehension, you know, like a comprehension test. I don't know, I can't remember what it was all about, but they said I did have a comprehension issues. I could read fine, but processing the information that I read, I didn't understand, which I didn't. There was a lot of words that I didn't. So she taught me to use a thesaurus and a dictionary at the same time to understand. It was a lot harder work. I will not lie to you. I had to work harder because I had to look up words that I didn't understand, and then I would look up those words, write the definition down, and then look in the thesaurus to find out other words that meant the same thing. I've had to do that my whole entire life to help me manage my comprehension. But I'm 44 years old and I still have that issue. Like, if I don't understand something and I keep asking you questions, people take it as a negative and think I'm questioning their authority. No, I'm trying to understand what you're telling me so I can either link it to what information I do know, or find something to help me link it to information to create the information. You know, I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything, and I don't want to feel like that, but people make me feel bad because I ask questions. You learn by asking the questions, the hard questions. There is no stupid question. Please realize that there is no stupid question. There's the unanswered question that you don't get the answer to. You got to understand that if you don't ask the question that you don't know, how are you going to get the answer? And half the time, yes, the answers are in the books that you're learning about, but isn't it easier to just ask the question? And half the time, sometimes the book doesn't explain it in terms that you're going to understand it. It's better to have somebody who can explain it and break it down to you in terms you do understand. it's been a really hard journey for me. Like, I started college in 2013, and I took 3 classes a time. I wasn't in a hurry. I wanted to understand, I wanted to process. I had to read the anatomy book 6 times, and I still don't understand all of it today. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not reading it anymore. But there was so much information in that anatomy book that was overwhelming. And like I said, I had to look up words, not only medical, in the medical dictionary, but in the regular dictionary, because there's 2 different meanings in medical and um, regular society. So I had to work super harder than a lot of other people. It's all about your determination and what you want to get out of your education, your career, or whatever you're motivated by or passionate about. But you got to get in that mindset that you're going to do whatever it takes. Who cares if you fail? Let yourself fail. But write down the lesson. Learn what you failed at and not repeat that. But keep going, keep going, keep going. Never, ever give up. I'm telling you, you're only a failure if you give up. You're only a failure if you give up. I never let anybody's negative um, preaching to me, because you know what, you got to put yourself into their, where are they at in their lives, especially if they're not going anywhere. Have they been at the same job for the same amount of years? Are they going up the ladder, or are they staying in the same spot? Don't let them tear you down on your dreams, because your dreams are your dreams. I know how hard it is when you respect somebody and you admire them, and then they tear you down because they don't believe in you. But sometimes you got to understand, sometimes they're not tearing you down because they don't believe in you. They're tearing you down because they do, and they are jealous of you, and they don't want to see you succeed. So please keep that in mind. Know who really cares about you. Know who really wants to see you thriving and going places. I've had to learn the hard way, literally. But I am learning, and I am still learning today. I'm 44 years old, and I'm still learning today. I'm still understanding that everybody is not your friend, that everybody doesn't want to see you succeed, that they don't want to see you happy. I hate jealousy. It's so ugly. It is so ugly. And usually it's in your family. And I hate to say that, but family gets jealous, and they will destroy you. They will manipulate you and be deceitful and just downright ugly. It's not fair, and I don't understand it, because family is supposed to love one another and create beautiful memories to help each other and encourage one another and just truly be there for each other. I don't really know what that's like, but I do have really good friends support, so that I'm very thankful for. But you got to get away from the people who discourage you and get with the people who really believe in you. And you got to believe in yourself, no matter how hard it takes. Believe in yourself, because that belief, even if it's just as tiny as a grain of sand, will build and build. I'm not going to lie to you. When I got my degree in health science as associate, I cried, because a little piece of me really didn't know if I would get it. Could I? Would I? Did I deserve it? Fuck yeah, I deserved it, because I spent days and nights studying. I got with the smartest people in my classes, so I knew I could do what I needed to do to be successful. I read everything. I listened to everything. I watched videos after videos after videos. Did I ace every fucking course? No. Anatomy, I got a C in. A C. I got enough to get past. And I had to take the anatomy 3 times to get that C. But the other courses, I did A's and B's in. I wasn't trying for honors. I was just wanting to pass. I just wanted to get through it, comprehend it, be successful, and I still am learning today. I am still furthering my education on my own. I'm not going through a college of anything. I just go through other people's courses. I follow people that I admire. I do only holistic now. I don't even do anybody with MD. I want to see the holistic, meaning all natural, all healing. It's who I follow now. I don't follow MDs, medical doctors at all, because they are not holistic. They don't get to the root of the problem. They medicate it, and that's not the way you heal people. But I want you to get in the right mindset that even if you're a failure, that's not the end of the world. It's only the end if you stop trying. I love you. Thank you for listening, and may God bless you always.